Hello everybody, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is Steve coming back with another video, probably a little bit long overdue, but I am back. This night is not going to be a focus on any one little thing, but rather just to kind of give you an insight into what's really going on in my life lately. If you take a look in the background, you can obviously see a new environment here. This is because I am no longer living with my roommate. I moved out in less than, well, a few weeks ago. It was on January 26th. I got an offer for an apartment and they were giving me $250 off, so I figured I'd jump on it. And also it's closer to my work. I mean, I'm less than like 12 minutes away from work right now, and the traffic can be pretty heavy out here on the 202 in Arizona here. And I just basically head up the 202 to work, so it's kind of cool. I work in Tempe. I'm working for a hosting company, which you guys probably already know. So what I wanted to really kind of set this video and the tone of this video about is to show you where I'm trying to go now. I don't want to invest a whole lot of time into YouTube channels. That does take a lot of my time away from me, as much as I really enjoy doing it. Right now, I'm really going to stick to something that somebody had mentioned on this channel to me in a comment, probably about a good year ago it was. He said that I should take my website, which was theprogrammermind.com, and basically have it focus only on the videos from YouTube. So while I'm still taking a focus here on the YouTube channel, in the same direction I'll be putting a lot more energy into converting that to work. Now, for this to actually happen, what I've actually been doing, a few of you may know about it, may not all of you, is I've actually decided to, I wouldn't say trash the website, but I'm going to redesign it, and it's going to look so much better now, I'm hoping, because it's going to basically have the playlists that are actually on my YouTube channel is now going to be centered pages directly on the site. So if you need to go and learn about, like an example, a tutorial I've made somewhere in the past, you click on that image alone and it will take you to content and also a video for that actual page, which points back to and mirrors to the YouTube channel, of course. So I'm going to show you that here right now. Okay, so before we get started here, also go ahead and please hit that subscribe button and the like. I really appreciate it. It actually does help move my ranking up in YouTube. You guys have been wonderful. I just really want to thank you for your fan support all these years, working and streaming with you. I just wish I had more time for that, but the old website, obviously everybody knows about the Programmer Mind website. This is an HTML website, so it's basically, I hard-coded this all the way back in like 2007, I think that's when I launched it. And my websites actually date back to 2001, by the way. And I have another channel out there. Maybe I'll add it to the YouTube, section where the videos are, so you can kind of check that out. It's called Insight Your Site, and it basically is old school stuff, but it shows you how I began. But the point I wanted to make here on this one is to show you that this website and all the content on it, to be honest with you, Mewe 500, QBasic, all this other stuff is going to go away if it's not related to the YouTube channel. Eventually, once I finish the YouTube stuff, I may bring some of this back, but only C64 related. My biggest failure, I kid you not, in the beginning was never keeping this channel central focus on the C64. And that was more of my passion for the Atari and also my passion for gaming that got in the way. So you stick on too many subjects at a time and it's going to bite you back. So now I'm trying to take a central focus. My New Year's resolution actually is to work on one task at a time, believe it or not. And that's exactly where I'm trying to take this. So this whole site here, while it's, it's old school and there's a lot of, it's a lot of work. I put a lot of effort into it. It's got tracking, everything you could probably want in a website. It's too overloaded. When I look at it, it's like people come here like, wait a minute, this is C64, where do I go from here? Oh, there's a C64 link. So I found out most people will click on here, and I can tell this because there's stats here in this tool that's called Sumo Me that will track where people are clicking. Now, I only got 4 page views today. That's because I haven't updated it recently, and I haven't really been promoting it a whole lot. So the brand new website I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I just wanted to mention, like, most people would click here on the C64 and they would go in here and they would just start looking for stuff that they probably want to learn about, which obviously most of you for some reason are in love with the assembly language. I have very few people want to learn BASIC, and I'm pretty much a pro in BASIC. I sold a program back in the days, but machine language seems to be the focus of this channel, so I'm following that direction. This is almost like a mirror of what you just saw. So I'm basically taking this video to the next one in line. That C64 had to skip this because this is not C64. This is C64, and so on until I got to almost just all the C64 stuff. And C64 Brain, obviously that's the name of my channel. I decided to adapt it. And also, if you take a look, I bought the domain c64brain.com, which is actually better for the search engines too as well. Now, Commodore 64 is a pretty dated computer, so most of you probably already know that a lot of people in the United Kingdom, and don't start throwing stuff at me, but there's companies out there that I've studied that actually do run C64 companies, but here in the US, you walk around here and people don't even know what a Commodore 64 is. So it's very hard to promote a channel that is ages old, but I found out the only way to really do that is stay really centrally focused on a niche, which is C64. And also some other things I'd like to talk about is really capturing email addresses is essential to everything. So what I'm hoping to do through this not through this channel, through this website, is eventually get your contact information. Now, communicating with you on YouTube is one way, and communicating with you on the website is quite another. When I'm capturing your email addresses, I'm not going to sit there and try to spam you with everything, but the whole idea is to communicate with you. And if I do have an ebook or something, I might throw it out. Maybe we'll throw out some free gifts and stuff like that. Just want to make it more engaging for people. And I'll be honest with you, I would love to be able to do this from home. I mentioned that before. It would be awesome just to be able to sit here in the comfort of my own apartment and, you know, just work on this stuff like crazy all the time and just see it explode. And then we dominate the search engines for C64. So that's the central focus of this. And I'm going to show you as I scroll down here. I haven't really done a whole lot, so again, central focus, so I'm working on one thing at a time, and then moving on next, moving on next, moving on next, and so on. So that's going to take some time to go through, but I wanted to at least give you guys an ideal. What you think, it's more organized, more structured, like this would have the C64 videos. I just threw this one up last night. This would have the best games, and maybe news, but these stuff is going to be more coming later. That's why I set these at the top. I'm going to come back to those later, but the main focus right here is the playlist. This one is still a work in progress, obviously, but all the videos up to date are now included in this tutorial. So if you click on it here, as soon as it loads, you'll see that now I have the content here on the channel. So this is directly what I had to do, honestly, is I had to go through and watch these videos, and this is a long process. Watch the video, whether it's 45 minutes to an hour, oh my gosh, 5 hours, some videos, and do this as much as I can, put it in a context so that people can understand it. And that's a lot of work. Now, lucky for me, I wrote a book on this, and I'm working on that C64 machine language beginner's book, or whatever I called it there, the machine language tutorials for the Commodore 64, and I'm able to throw that up on the website here. So this is just page 1 right here. So you'll see this is identical to everything I've done on the channel. You hit next and you go into the next part, and it does the same thing, has the little slider at the top. So if you want to take a look at that, you'll see, we don't have to go through every single page, but you can just keep hitting next down here, and you'll go from page to page to page and see how I've been consistent on that, working it through, as hard as this is. Like I said, this one is still a work in progress, so I'll have to eventually, once I get this website done, I'll have to come back to the YouTube channel and stay consistent and move on to the next video, which I believe I'm up to 5 now. Let me see. I hit next here. I guess you're good to see all the pages here. I believe I'm just up to this one. Yeah, this is tutorial 4, and this was the last one in the series that I worked on. So it's all here, so if you want to take a look at it, I appreciate it very much. Another important thing I mentioned about the emails, if you can, I appreciate it. You can go ahead and throw your emails in here. I don't feel like I'm trying to spam you or try to steal your information, because a lot of people already know me. This kind of gives me an advantage over people come here for the first time wondering, why would I give you my email? And if you are a newcomer, just know I'm not going to sit there and sell your email or anything like that. The whole idea is to really get in contact with you guys. I mean, it would be my dream just to see a way that this site could be almost like a YouTube, where you come here and it pops up little comments or maybe little chats or whatever. We're communicating live, and I'm really involved in your lives and really can help you and just make a difference, you know? Because I mean, that's what really works in the world of business, is when you know how to communicate and connect with your customers, that's key to everything. Yes, I just wanted to kind of mention that on the outset to kind of give you more of a personal view of myself again here. That's very important to anybody wanting to run a business, or anybody wanting to grow a YouTube channel, website, whatever it is your direction is. It's really communicating with your customers and really understanding what they need, really understanding their needs. I mean, this is how Amazon has become the most successful, retailer in the world, because they are able to get you to the website and they're able to capture your clicks, blah, blah, whatever, and your history and information, and they'll be able to figure out what you're all about and why you're there. That would be my dream on this site, to figure out. I know a lot of you want the machine language programming or whatever, but to figure out where to take this. There are those divided people who may not have the skill, may be confused about some things. If we could interact on a daily basis and we could communicate, and I do read a lot of comments and stuff like that, we could really make this happen. That's why I started all the streams and stuff like that too, to try to get an idea of what you guys are all about and what you want to do. There's some people that came to the streams that obviously were beginners, were just sitting there being observers and stuff like that, and that's okay. But that's the whole general idea behind this guy, is just to really make that connection. In any business, customer is key, and really important. Understanding what your customers' needs are is by far the most important thing you can do as a business person and as a person yourself. If you understand what your friends are all about, and your friends, you're going to want to hang out with them. But if there's people out there, you don't know them very well, then obviously you're not going to want to hang out with them. You're not going to want to share information with them, tell them where you live or whatever. So to get you back on this just for a minute, if I can get a little personal, I was going to kind of give you an overview of the apartment here, I guess. So excuse me for a minute, I just kind of turned my camera here. So this is my new place. It's 450 square feet. It's a studio apartment. Like I said, it's not too far from work. The thing I really like about a studio is it's just basically when I can go wherever I want really quickly. I don't have to sit there and run across, like when I was with my roommate's house. I mean, I had to walk all the way across the house just to get to the kitchen, all the way back, and just a lot of, just a lot of extra space, which for me, I like the confinement. That works for me. Okay, excuse these funny camera angles. Now I wanted to kind of show you what I did is I set up my C64 station over here. So easily, you remember before I had that giant bookcase in the background. To be honest with you, I scrapped it, got rid of it, and kept my desk. The reason why is I actually have a brand new desk here in front of me. You may have noticed me working off this desk before when you've seen me with my camera views or whatever. And speaking about camera views, I found that was really important. If anybody can know and give me some feedback, I think having a better camera is an ideal. The one I'm using right now, it's a Logitech, and I had got it many years ago, but I don't think maybe it's giving the right display. It's like you can't see things in HD very well. It's not exactly old school, but it's not exactly, with the newer technology and stuff like that. And I think that's important. I've seen a lot of people with their lights and stuff like that. And I do have, a light over here in the corner, and I actually have better lighting in this apartment. But stuff like that's important too, especially when people are trying to see you. They're trying to maybe look in the background or whatever. And I'm not like a live blog or anything. I mean, I would love to do that, but I've really decided to invest my time in tutorials and stuff like that. So I take that sacrifice of not being a blogger, and in return, just, being a tutorial person. I mean, that's why I started YouTube in the beginning. It was back in, but it was 2008 or 2009 when YouTube first started getting launched. I was actually doing online gaming at that time. And then as I was talking to somebody, they was like, hey, go check out this video online. And I checked it out, and I discovered YouTube. At the time, I may have seen it a little time before that, but I discovered, wow, there's like people uploading videos and stuff like that. This is interesting. Maybe I could take my Commodore 64 knowledge and move it up online. Maybe people might come and, have an interest in that. And lo and behold, wasn't successful completely, but many, many, many years later, while other people have gone on to their fortune and glory, I'm doing pretty good for the C64, I'd have to say, just to be honest with you, because I think I still have the leading component on this channel for the C64 because I've been very consistent. Maybe not always with the videos and stuff like that, but I've been very consistent with uploading, and I've never tried to stop it. Now, I did delay, obviously, the last 4 months or whatever, just because I've been working on that website. And to be honest with you, there is another website I have on the site. I use that for my personal blog, but the most important thing is trying to get this website going and trying to put everything back into context and stuff like that. So what I've also done is I've moved aside some of the other stuff that was overwhelming me too much. I do a lot of research online. I got to kind of cut some of that out and get more focused on this channel. And so some of the things I'd like to eventually do is start creating some ebooks for you guys, stuff like that, and just see kind of where that goes and stuff like that. It sounds like a lot of you are really interested in me taking this direction, you know, for the C64, and you know, I don't feel like I'd be too pushy, you know, asking maybe your help or whatever, how I could make money online and stuff like that. I'd like to hear your ideas and thoughts on that anyway. I really appreciate that. I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, buy this or buy that, because that doesn't really work. What really works is when you have something and you review a product, like let's say I took this monitor, for example, and I knew it somewhere online, and I was telling you all about it. You know, it's got these great features, you know, oh, I grew up with one of these or whatever, and you get people engaged in it. I mean, that's how Amazon does it, and all of a sudden people will want to buy it and stuff like that. So products reviews are really important and stuff like that. But for now, it's really the focus on that C64 Brain stuff that I want to do. So hi guys, I am back here. So I can't really see how this is coming out, but yeah, I just really appreciate your guys' insight and everything. This is obviously my new desk and everything. I had bought it at, you know, Office Office Max, and yeah, so I've got more places to kind of put my stuff, my computer over there, my C64 stuff over there. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Excuse the weird angle here, but I just thought I'd just try something different and kind of show you where I'm at. You know, I'm very personable. So definitely go ahead and, like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like it, and favorite it, and I appreciate it. Pass it around to your friends. But this website thing is a go. So thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful night. Love y'all.